Hello ladies and gentle ladies, welcome back to another railroad development stream. Today we're going to be continuing with the project creation system. Now last time we managed to actually get everything to work. We created the new switchboard project and we implemented all of the parchment stuff. Since then, or did we do that last stream or did I do that off stream? I'm actually not sure. I think we did that last stream though. And since then I've also gone ahead and just integrated that into Railroad itself. So we now have everything pretty much working. And the only thing left to do is to work on the actual project creation itself, which is what we're going to do today. So I think we can just go ahead and get started. Let's do that. Probably going to want the light on. Hello Spino, welcome to the stream. I probably should have checked that I'm not doxing myself. Let me just double check. We're good. You never know what my parents have put in the background, or you know, don't want an Amazon package hiding in the background or anything. Hello Armadillo Mike, welcome to the stream. So yeah, we're going to be doing project creation today. We need to go ahead and hopefully get this working so that we can have a public beta or a public test out there. Whereas Alex, I don't know. He's probably here. He's probably just not said anything yet, but he might have, I don't know, he might be putting dinner on or something. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So I think what we want to do is first of all see what happens if we try and create a project, because I'm not sure currently what will error. Things will error, I'm just not sure what will error. So let's try and figure that out first and then we'll go on from there. So we'll just give it a run. And I haven't run it today, so it's just going to take a little longer on this first startup, but that's fine. Hello Soyabim, welcome to the stream. I've decided I'm just going to wing your name every single time now. I'm probably completely butchering it every single time, but I don't think I'm ever going to get it right, so I'm just going to wing it and it will sound somewhat maybe close. Okay, here we go. So it has loaded. Also, the other thing I've done in between streams is I've done a little bit of profiling. So you can't see my main monitor right now, but if you could see that my CPU is 100% maxed out running Railroad. So if I go ahead and actually show you guys my task manager, I think I can show my task manager, right? I'm not gonna, nothing in my task manager is gonna dox me. Okay. You can see that it's using 70% of my CPU, or it varies, of course. But on average, it's using about 70% of my CPU, which obviously, needless to say, I don't need to say this, but it should not do that. We don't want Railroad using 70% of your CPU, especially when it's literally not doing anything. So I did a little bit of profiling in between streams to try and figure out why that's happening. It seems like it's the logger, so it's a me issue, not anyone else, so don't go blaming anyone else. It's a me issue. I have started rewriting the logger and that should be fixed very shortly, but yeah, for now that plugin is also a little bit problematic, but that's currently in the process of being rewritten as well, so which also wouldn't affect you guys anyways because we don't have a public release for that yet. But anyways, let's go ahead and create a new project. To be fair, your CPU being maxed out is like the sky being blue. That's true, my CPU is very often maxed out. It's not great. So let's just create a fabric project to start with, and then we'll go with, we'll try Neo Forge afterwards, and then we'll do Forge last, because obviously Forge is the least important My personal priorities are Fabric #1, Neoforge 2nd, and then Forge 3rd. That's, I think, the best route to take right now. So let's just give it a project name. Let's call it Balls to the Walls. Okay. Oh my god, I cannot type today. So hopefully that has just gone on my C drive. That's fine for now. I don't care enough to change it. 1.21.8, sure. We just want to know that the latest works first, and then obviously we if it works, great. If it doesn't, we can fix that. Now, I actually believe some of these fields that are marked as optional are in fact not optional. Or at least not optional according to Railroad, but we'll try it without putting in any of these. We know that the group ID is required though, so we'll do dev.30wordty. Multi-loader template support next. Architecture, maybe, but that's kind of a whole different kettle of fish. We'll come back to that later. We just need these 3 to work first, and then we'll come back to the other ones. If you told anyone 3 years ago Forge is the least priority, they would throw a hissy fit. That's very true. They would, but it is what it is. Okay, so we have some issues. I think this is what I said. So I think those fields that are marked as optional are not optional. We have a look, we can see that the description is apparently required. Oh no, that's error finding translation. Oh, but the script, right, it's saying that the description is required and it's unable to find the translation of the description being required. The description shouldn't be required though, so let's try and figure out why that's happening first of all, because that's, I mean, it should be required, but it's also like not important. I think the best thing to do is to just search for this string in the project, which is right here. Validate description. So we can make this a warning, or we could just remove it. I think we'll just remove it. It's not that important, realistically. And I don't think it's actually even in the language file anyways, which is why we're getting this error in the logs. So if we look for description, yeah, it's not even in here. So we should actually have these in here though. That is slightly more important. There you go. We can say the actual maximum in here. So 48, and then too short, a minimum of 10 characters. That's correct. That's obviously a temporary-ish solution, but and I mean all of these need that as well, but we'll come back to those. Let's rerun it. See what happens now. We're gonna have to, you know, let's run it in debug mode, because otherwise we're gonna have to do this every single time, which I don't want to do because I'm lazy. Hello Alex, welcome to the stream. Okay. 30, do you push your changes after each stream? Yes, I do. Unless I forget, but I'm trying not to forget anymore. Okay, let's try this again. So we're gonna go balls to the walls. I don't know why I'm calling it this, by the way. It's just a phrase I've got in my head at the moment. So let's also do /test. Oh, it doesn't like that. Is that because it doesn't exist? Not directory. Oh, I guess I have a file in there called test. That's kind of weird. Invalid characters. Excuse me? We should definitely also translate these, but translations are not really a priority. Invalid characters. Invalid underscore characters. And that's the group ID, that's the main class, that's the mod ID, project name, path. If text does not match... Yeah, this isn't correct. What the hell is this doing here? Get out of here. That's absolutely not required. Okay, let's do that. Okay, that's just saying that the directory is not empty. I think that's fine. In reality, this should be validating... Yeah. We'll come back to that. In fact, I'm going to write a to-do in here, because otherwise I'm going to forget. To-do... do not validate if... no, it's actually... Where is the error being returned? Is it this one? Yeah, so right here. So if the directory is empty or only contains hidden files, because only if it's empty, we only care if it's empty. Do not validate if the directory is empty, because we're going to create a new directory inside of it. So it should validate the directory inside of that directory, not that directory. But we'll come back to that. We should be able to hotspot that. Yes, we can. Fantastic. Okay, so I don't know why I hotspot that. We only added a comment for our. Have you heard of a game called Slime Rancher 2? I have, yes. But I've only played the first one. I don't know the second one is actually any good. I don't know. I haven't tried it. At least I don't think I've tried it. I honestly might have tried it and just completely forgot that I tried it, but I don't think I have. Should we try this? Submit. So far, an amazing start. So far, this is a very good start. Obviously, the output box isn't working, but hopefully that's trivial to fix. But I'm more so curious if the actual project itself works. Is it creating something that is actually going to work? It has errored, actually. What has it said? So, failed to gen sources. Yeah, so it hasn't given me the actual error there. And then it sent me back to here. Bugger. Let's have a look at the console then, because obviously everything's going to pop up in here. Could not create an instance of type loom gradle extension. How to apply plugin fabric loom 1.7 snapshots. How to run gen sources. Okay. So I think the fabric loom is the issue, and I think that's because it needs to be 1.9. So let's go into templates. Or is it 1.11? We'll have a look in a second. 21 template build.gradle. Oh. It is 1.11. Latest is... Wait, it is 1.11. So why is it using 1.7? Why is it using 1.7? That's weird. That's very weird. Control Shift S 1.7 snapshot. That is not in the entire project. All places. That's going to take a really long time. Let's just do project files. Yeah, it's not in the entire project. So that means it must be downloading the build Gradle, and that must have 1.7. But why it's doing that, I don't know, because it should be replacing it with this one. Let's have a look at the code. So we can do, I think it's in welcome for some reason. I think that's where I put it because I'm an idiot. Yes, that's correct. That is where I'm putting it because I am indeed an idiot. Let's move creation and details into project. Is that going to break anything? Okay. There we go. So now it's not in here, which was a really weird location. Some of these folders are going to need reorganizing at some point. I just haven't got around to that yet. But let's look at creation. So fabric project creation. Okay, and we need to look at where the build.gradle happens. Once again, all of this is going to need rewriting, but it said 1.7.10. What? No, it didn't. No, it didn't. You're gaslighting me. This is 1.7. Let's find where it uses template build.gradle. So download template build.gradle. Build.gradle is equal project path resolve build.gradle. Then template build.gradle URL. URL? What do you mean URL? Oh. Oh, it downloads it. It doesn't read it from here. It's downloading it from the GitHub. And I think you'll find the GitHub. Aha. It's using the main branch. And the main branch is outdated. So obviously that's not correct. Obviously this was a somewhat temporary solution when I did this, because I know that project templates, yeah, it's a temporary solution, because obviously this isn't how projects are going to be done in the future, but we need the whole parser stuff to do the proper templating. So yeah, we'll wait for that. I say we'll wait for it. It's on me to do it. Here we see him playing at the longest hour in the year. Yeah, man, because I just realized that it's not getting it from here. It's getting it from the URL, which is fine. I do want it to do that. I don't want it to get it from here, because when you're running the application, I don't want you to have them downloaded. I think it's fair enough that maybe you should have to cache them, but that will involve a whole system which we haven't got yet. Let's delete balls to the walls. So I'm going to quickly go and find balls to the walls, and I'm going to delete it. There it is. Yeah, I think it has actually pretty much worked. It is just so we'll try again. Balls to the walls. Okay, everything should be pretty much fine. It's just this. So dev.30 obviously kind of thing that we'd want to save in a config at some point, but right now not super important. Updating build.gradle. Running gen sources. I think that one's worked. I mean, it puts way too many things in the log, I'm being honest, but interesting. It's still errored. Problem occurred. Failed to set up Minecraft. Could not resolve all dependencies for configuration mappings. Could not find yarn 1.21.8 plus. Oh, I see. Yes, that's true, because I changed how the versioning works. So where I have yarn, I'm putting version.id plus that, but the mapping version already has that, so I don't need to do that. I do also need to fix that in here. So let's quickly try and find yarn, and get rid of data.minecraft version plus, because it's just that. In fact, we just don't need to do that. We probably don't need to do that with parchment either, but we will come back to that one because I'm not convinced. And let's also change this to dev. Let's change this to dev as well. Do we have a settings.gradle in here that I need to change to dev? No, because Fabric doesn't have a settings.gradle, does it? Or at least not like not one that does shit, whereas Neoforge does, and Forge does, of course. Dev and dev, and then yarn. Obviously, I don't know why the fuck you would use yarn with Neoforge. But it's possible. I mean, I just don't know why you would do it. Let me just check this one. What did I do in here? Oh, right, this one's slightly different because it does it that way. Yeah. Whereas in here, how do I do it in here? Mapping version. Oh, it does the same thing. Interesting. Okay. I've seen people use yarn with Neo when they have architecture mods. Yes, that does make sense. I could have just hot swapped that, couldn't I? Ah, well. Yeah, I still wouldn't do that, personally. I would still probably just use motion map. Or, well, parchment. But, you know, people are weird, so it is what it is. Let me delete balls to the walls again. Okay, it's gone, so then we run it again. And we will see. We'll see what happens. And hopefully it works now. I mean, that's obviously a big ask, but we'll see. Let's just close them. Balls to the walls is in here. Let's not be in here, please. Thank you. Oh, you can't see what I'm doing. 1 second. Balls to the walls. Dev.30worthy and 1.0. Submit. Hopefully. Oh, it didn't like that. Why didn't it like that? I have no idea why it didn't like that. Projects list. I don't know. Why didn't it like that? Is it because does this return oh, because it returns copy, and copy I'm guessing is, I don't know. That's not the issue. Either way, that's not actually causing an issue. That's just causing it to fail to like sort it or something. Oh, look, here we go. Now this is actually working. Obviously, visually, doesn't look great. Once again, as I've said many times, we don't have a designer. So this is my shitty styling, and also some ChatGPT styling, because ChatGPT is much better at it than I am. We've got to wait for this to work now, though. I don't know why it's taking so long, admittedly, because I should already have this cached, but I don't know. We'll sit back and wait. Grab your popcorn, guys. What? 1,702 misses? I guess it's because of access wideners. It must be. Because I guess with Industrial, I have a bunch of access wideners. Well, I don't have 1,000 and... I don't have 1,700 access wideners. Actually, I have no idea why it's doing that. Weird. Very, very weird. I assume this is also maxing out my CPU. Yes, it is. It is hella maxing out my CPU right now. But it's meant to, because that's what Vineflower is meant to do. That's kind of the point, right? That's why you use Vineflower, because it uses your entire CPU compared to Burnflower, which does not. I don't think CFR does either, but I'm not 100% sure. One thing actually it might be worth doing is having that as an option, choosing between Vineflower, CFR, and Burnflower. That seems to have actually worked. Let's see what it's actually given me here. So it didn't like error or anything. We just check in here. Yeah, project creation completed successfully, and it is actually open in here as well. So let's just see, we have bolts to the walls.java, which maybe will open, maybe it won't open. I have double clicked it, but we have an error. Can I invoke string.hashcode because local 7 is null? Excuse me? Reverse tree null. Huh? I don't think that's right. Do I have the... At the current position, can I just make a new cursor? I honestly don't remember how this works. It was so long ago. Highlight .root node. That's probably what you're meant to do. But I also don't know why that's causing it to not open. Like, what? Also, what the hell is going on here? Is that actually causing it to... Syntax highlights. Yeah. That's actually causing it to not open. Oh, there we go. So it's created this. It hasn't changed the mod ID field, but that's not an issue. Because that's obviously just the template not doing that. Mixins.json, it has changed that. What the hell is that? Overwrites? Is that a new thing? I'd never seen that before. Guess that must be a new thing. Fabric.mod.json. Yeah. 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 That's all fine. Okay, that all seems to work. We can double check though, of course, so we can open it in IntelliJ, and we can try and run it and see if it actually works or not. Because it's all good seeing that it creates everything, but obviously it's good to know if it actually works. Rather important at that. So only thing we will need to do is change this balls to the walls, and we just need to do 21, obviously because it wasn't created as an IDEA project, so IntelliJ doesn't know. What is that doing? Why is it doing this? It doesn't need to do this. Okay, whatever, IntelliJ. What's this? That's just an example mixin. That's fine. Obviously, in the template, we would have that configurable. Did we not? Huh. I don't think we enabled split source sets, I guess. I thought that was by default, but it can't be. Where's IntelliJ gone? Come back. But why is it doing this? It's already done it. Can I be bothered to wait for this to do it? And the other thing, it hasn't created a Git folder, but I think that's because I didn't tick the box for it to do that. We can check. I think there's a box you have to tick, and I don't think I ticked it. To be honest, I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention, so... Yes, this box right here. That should probably be ticked by default. Yeah, once again, like split sources, that should be ticked by default, really. Okay, but that works. So I'm pretty happy with that. Or at least it seems to be working. IntelliJ is obviously doing its shit. Well, Gradle, really, I guess. Okay, let's try NeoForge. No, I don't think NeoForge works. In fact, I can tell you for a fact it won't work because we don't have... Oh, pardon me. We don't have project templates for NeoForge. And I don't know if I can be bothered to add them, to be honest. I'm gonna do Forge, I guess. Let's find the latest Forge Gradle version. Minecraft Forge. Okay. Build.gradle. So the latest should be this. It's basically the same, to be honest. That's not that big of a deal. Is this the latest sponge? Probably. Other than that, I think that's it. I don't think this is still needed. Oh, I guess it might be needed for 1.21.1. I'm gonna have a look real quick. Okay, it is not. So I don't think this is needed anymore. Which is good. As I said many times, this is temporary, okay? So everything you see here is a temporary system. Eventually we're just going to have basically a repository which has all of the templates in it, which will just be a completely separate thing to Railroad. And we're going to have some like project script. I'm probably going to create my own scripting language for that as well. But yeah, that's all fine, to be honest. We could try real quick. Test project. We'll try create Git repository as well. And let's try, I don't know if these will work, but we can try tick all the boxes and see what happens. Dev.30 WRT. 1.0, submit. Okay, didn't like that. It immediately didn't like that. As for why, I don't know. Let's have a look. Here. 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 Okay, where's that called though? File not found. Yes, this is the same issue as previously. So let's find where this is happening. Maven dot. Here it is. This should be a constant, to be honest. But, file name. So file name is equal Minecraft version plus Forge version. Yeah, that just needs to be Forge version. That's also not the file name. This is just the Forge version. I mean, that will work. Let me just delete the projects. Wait. Oh, let's check if the other one is finished. It has, so can we run it? Let's see. Whilst that's doing that, I'm going to go quickly delete the other one. My PC is dying. The stream is probably going to start lagging now. Because my CPU is completely maxed out. This is why people have a streaming PC. Oh my god. My File Explorer is actually on its last legs doing this. You're trying to find a freaking folder, man. Oh, right, I forgot. I have that on my...
Press enter to enable the narrator.
Okay, but that works. Anyways, so this is great. I can delete this as well. Let's... don't do that. Cancel. Cancel. Thank you. Let me just delete these. Balls to the walls. Delete. And then what was the other one we called it? I think it was just test project. Oh my god, it's so laggy. I can't even freaking find. Ah, there we go. Okay. Oh my god, mate. When I tell you this is laggy, it's literally not responding. Oh, there we go. Finally. Okay, that should have fixed that. We can try it real quick, though. And then if this works, I don't really know where to go from there, to be honest. I didn't think we'd get this far because I didn't think it would all actually work. The thing is, we can't do a huge amount because we can't do a huge amount right now. So we might have to go back to working on the parser today, which is fine. Just not exactly what I planned to do. Either that or we can work on the other thing I was doing, which is refactoring the main class. But I'll probably poll that in a second. Balls to the wall. You can see this is lagging as well. Okay, let's just tick every single box. Let's go parchment. Just to give it an extra thing to do. See if it works or not. Okay, so we basically changed everything that you can change. These are just JSON things. I don't care about those. I know those will work anyways. Okay, so there's a few lang issues, but that's minor. I'm not worried about the minor things. That... I don't know why this is happening. Set sort property. Oh my god, friggin'. It's here. Set all. Get items. Project list is our project list. Is there a different way that you're meant to set the items, I wonder? Yes, probably using set items. That would probably be it. Okay, has this worked? No. Wait. Maybe. It's still doing shit, right? No. I had to copy URL to file. Oh, that might just be old. Yes, that's old. Wait. Is it? Yes, because this is... Okay. Get rid of that one. Okay, it's giving me a new error. Please check the details below and try again. Cannot resolve dependency. 21 to 8, 58.1.6. Interesting. Very, very interesting. 21 to 8, 58.1.6. Let me have a look. Files.minecraftforge.net. Here we go, chat. Oh, we need dark mode, please. Let's just make sure the ads are not on as well, because we don't want a random we don't want a random naked woman to pop up in one of the ads or something. That would be completely suboptimal. Let's see. So 1.21.8, 58.1.6. 1.21.8, 58.1.6. That's fine. No? MDK. So what is it saying though? Is there anything else that I can do, by the way? Set, like... Yeah, not really. Not resolve dependency. Let me have a look at the build.gradle. I just want to look at the build.gradle it's made, and I want to see if we can figure out why. So users 30 and then balls to the walls. Okay. Okay, here we go. So if we go build.gradle, let's edit in Notepad. Don't open my .env file, thank you. That would be tragic if that happened. So oh my god. Too many yawns, man. I don't mind go forge. 1.8. I think that's fine, right? Everything looks fine. Let me have a look at the MDK real quick. Looks fine. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't used Forge in so long that I actually don't remember how you fixed this error. I have seen this error before. I admittedly don't know how you fix it. I'm gonna do a quick Discord search, see if I can find. Okay, I actually found a conversation on my own server. Now, there's no guarantee that this thread actually has a fix in it. Oh, you guys can't see this, 1 second. Okay, now you guys can see this. There's no guarantee this thread was ever solved, but we're gonna have a look. Oh, it's actually in discussion. Should have been in the thread. Can't believe these guys, man. Okay, this guy just downloaded the MDK again. That's incredibly unhelpful. They made a threat. Okay, I don't think that was ever solved. That's good to know. Okay. I'm gonna have a look in the Forge Discord itself. Much more luck in there, I think. Looks fine. Everything looks fine. I'm comparing it to what people have said. No, that's not helpful. Struggling here, man. I'm going to some pretty old chats at this rate. The thing is, lots of people have had this error. Like, I'm looking at a lot of people that have had this error, and not a single one of them has fixed it. Nope, that person hasn't fixed it. Last one in the entire port server. Nope, wasn't fixed. Okay, we're gonna have to figure this out on our own. Bugger. Let me have a look at the template on GitHub, because that might be different. Shouldn't be different. In fact, it won't be different, will it? Because we are using dev, I think. we using dev? Yes. And then we could look at the settings Gradle. I haven't thought about that. Could be the settings Gradle. Is this bracket meant to be here? Closes that one opens that one, closes that. Yeah, that's fine. This should just be indented at another level. That's fine. It must be in here somewhere. That's fine, that's fine. Fine. You know what I can do? There's a solution here. I say there's a solution here. This might not work whatsoever, but we're back to opening Big Man ChatGPT. Do you know what is causing this error? I'm gonna give it the script, and then what I'm gonna do. This isn't gonna work, by the way, guys, but we're gonna try it. Okay, I just want to select. Thank you. I'll select that. And then say. The artifact coordinates Forge Radar expects are like this. For example, okay, it's specifying 1.21.8-58.1.6, but Mojang only releases 0.0.1. No, it doesn't. This is why you don't use AI, guys. I don't think 1.21.8 even exists as a Minecraft version. Oh my god. Forge's scheme is Minecraft Forge, so 1.21 would imply Minecraft 1.28, which isn't a thing. Oh my god. This is why you do not use AI, guys. This is a perfect example. I'm screenshotting this, and I'm using this as evidence for anyone who says they can use AI for Minecraft modding. That's perfect. Thank you, ChatGPT. Forge does have a Forge version 58.1.6, but it's for Minecraft 1.21.1. No, it's not. Wait, no, it's not. Unless I'm going crazy. Am I going crazy? I could be going crazy at this point. No, I'm not going crazy. Look, 1.21.8, 58.1.6. And then ChatGPT simply says that doesn't exist. You know what I'm gonna do? Watch this. I'm gonna take this. Good afternoon, Bread, or, well, good evening, or good morning, wherever your time zone is. Good morning, and welcome. I don't know why I just said good morning, you said good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. It's not morning for me, it's not morning for you, so. Thanks for the screenshot. You're absolutely right. Forge now lists 1.21 Minecraft version. My earlier assumption was outdated. Mojang has been pushing. Yes, thank you. So the problem isn't that the version doesn't exist. The problem is the Forge Gradle can't find the user dev artifact. What does that mean, though? I don't know what that means. Before you install the MDK you see on the site, package separately from what Forge Gradle resolve. Forge Gradle specifically pulls that, apparently. We can try that in a second. We can see if that URL will actually exist. If Forge DM hasn't updated the user of jar, I don't think this is the issue. We can check the Maven. That's true. Not like that, but like we can do that in a second. If you message okay, I think it's still wrong, but we can try it. So the URL it gave us is this. So if we just try and put these in, right? So 1.21.8 Forge version, what was it, 51.6.8? 58.1.6. I was so close. Okay. Forge Minecraft version 1.21.8. Forge version 1.21.6. I'm not actually convinced that ChatGPT got the even got the version information right, but we can try. Does it exist? It exists. Admittedly, I didn't expect it to exist. What we can try then. Hello, Wide. Welcome to the stream. Let's try this. /Gradlu. Not / because I'm in CMD. But if I just try Gradlu, or Gradle W, if you will. Are you having a nice stream? No. It's causing me pain and suffering. Because Forge is a pain in the butt. My temptation to drop Forge right now is mega. Cannot resolve dependency. But it exists, so why can't you resolve it? Is question. Quick question. If we go Forge real quick, I want to see, it is using Minecraft as the... Yes, it is. Okay, that's not the issue. I don't know why I opened this. It's in here. Yeah, Minecraft. Net.minecraft.forge. The only way is if it's not actually using these, but I don't think that's the issue. No, that's not the issue. Unless, unless the Forge version... Wait a hot damn minute. Is the Forge version including the Minecraft version, I wonder? Because it did, right? It did, where did it do that? Somewhere it did. Wherever I wrote Forge version. Here. This uses the Minecraft version. Right? So, I wonder... I very well wonder. One second. Let's have a look at... No, this can't be right. But let's have a look at the Gradle.properties. Hello, MB Media. Welcome to the stream. What is this? Opts out of Forge Gradle automatically adding Maven Central. What is Maven and MC list Maven to the... Why? Why? Why is that a thing? What? Why are these things? Okay, whatever. Forge version 58.1.6. Mapping version. It could be the mapping version. Couldn't it? Could it? Maybe. Wait, could it? It might actually be. I mean, these all look fine. Didn't you have Forge sorted before you worked this? Originally, yes, but a lot of things have changed. Where is it getting the Forge version from? Identity value pair. Oh, it's not. It's not doing that. It's not updating the Forge version in here. I don't think that's an issue. Let me try something. I'm gonna try something. What I'm gonna try is I'm gonna update the mappings channel and just see if parchment is actually the issue here, because it could be. I don't know exactly how the mapping version works, if it's official mapping.
I'll be quiet.
Let's try this. See what that does. Nothing. We could try refresh dependencies. You never know. This might magically fix it. Completely possible. It doesn't, but it could have. We could try Gradle clean. Nope. That's still not the issue then. Like at all, because that's not even changing the error message, so that's not the problem. I don't know, chat. I actually don't know. Could it be the Forge Gradle version? Possibly. We could try. That's kind of the last thing I can try, and if this doesn't work, then I honestly don't care enough to fix it. And we'll move on to something else today. Let's try that. It will either work or it will not. So let's try Gradle clean. And this could fix it. No, it doesn't. I don't know, to be honest, guys. I don't know why it's happening. So, if anyone knows, obviously at the end of this stream, I'll be committing to GitHub. If you'd like to come and fix it, and also fix Neoforge. If someone wants to come along and fix Neoforge, actually, that would be great. Because I haven't done that, and I don't know how to do that because I don't know how Neoforge works. But if anyone who does know how Neoforge works would like to come and fix that, you would also become a contributor to Railroad. So you know, it's a great thing to have on your GitHub profile. Then feel free. That would be great. Now, I think we can move on then, because I don't think I'm going to be able to fix that. Is Forge making issues? Forge is always causing issues, to be honest. You'd never have this kind of issue with Fabric. It's actually kind of insane. Originally, I probably would have joked about it being the other way around, but it turns out that that was never the case. But here we are. I think let's just move on from that. We're not going to be able to fix it because I have no way of knowing what is causing it other than Forge being Forge. So let's move on. I'm going to commit this, and I think what we will do going forward for the rest of this stream is to go ahead and yeah, I think what we can do is we can continue the main class rewrite I've been doing. So I can show you guys that in a second. Let me just commit this to GitHub and I'll push it as well. If someone comes along and fixes NeoForge and or Forge, then we can make a public test, but I don't want to do that right now. What I wanted to do with you guys right now is this. So if we just give this a second to load everything from my branch. So you guys can see the main class of Railroad right here. It's pretty massive, and it's a mess. It's really, really messy. So what I've been working on doing is I've been rewriting it, and not rewriting it per se, but just abstracting things out into entire systems. So for example, the window management, which is one of the massive issues of Railroad right now. If we look at, for example, and even just in here, right, you can see in the main class, in this start method, there's just all this shit about managing the window, setting it to be the correct size, adding, you know, it's just so much jank, man. So what we need to do is abstract it. Now I have actually already started this, so I've created a window package here, and we've got a window manager, which just does some basic stuff in here, all of this, and we've got a window builder as well. Now I am actually missing something in here. I don't know how I missed this, but the macOS stuff needs to be in there, so I will quickly go ahead and do that. I don't know entirely what this does, to be honest, but it's a thing you need apparently, according to Yoda. So I will plonk it in. Probably shouldn't actually remove it from here, admittedly, because I need that as a reference to see what I've done and what I haven't done. Now I don't know. I don't know how this works. Surely this has to be called before this, I think. Because otherwise that won't work. If that's set menu bar, set menu bar, set menu bar, set menu. This is gonna go native in a second, I think. Never mind, it didn't. I expected it to. It didn't. It says it must be called after the stage is created and shown. Then how the hell would you do that if it's waiting? Can I do stage.show and then stage.show and wait? Or stage.wait? Because you can't do stage.wait because that's from objects. What can you do? Let's have a look actually at what show and wait does. It just does show. Check check FX user thread, show in nested event loop. Enter nested event loop. What does show do? You might be able to show the window like that. And then call stage.show and wait. Maybe. I don't know. I honestly don't know how that works. To do confirm that this is actually possible to do. That might cause issues, so we'll come back to it. The other thing is that this needs to be called there. What we could do actually is this is very easily abstractable. Is we can just do this, can't we? Yeah, so we could just do stage.show and then do the macOS show thing, and then if show immediately and that, then do stage.show and wait. Like that. And obviously my brackets are completely fucked because of these, but if I do that, like that, get rid of that, get rid of that, like that. It will either work or it won't work. It's possible that showing it after doing this doesn't work. I don't know. I don't really understand how JavaFX works internally, so that's kind of my problem with a lot of this. But yeah, all of this should be usable. The only thing is we're not doing it here. Why isn't this using the window builder? Is there a reason I chose not to use the window builder here? Yes, I think so, because we already have a stage. That's why. We already have a stage and the window builder makes the stage, so that's not possible to do. Now we do need to, however, do the theming in here because it's currently not doing that. So we can do that after we make the scene. So that's here. So then we can do theme manager dot apply this dot primary scene like that. That should just apply the themes. We need to do this, so I'm going to do boom and boom, show, boom. Okay, fantastic. Yeah, that's fine. Then kind of everything else just needs to move into like some init steps. So what I can do at this point is I can get rid of this, all of this, And I can replace that with window manager. I think I need that as a field. What are you doing now? I am rewriting the main class. In fact, let me retitle the stream. Oops, let me close these as well. We don't need those anymore. Okay, let me retitle the stream. So doing some refactoring. It just means that the entry point of Railroad is going to be a little bit cleaner. So anyone coming into Railroad, like wanting to contribute or anything, isn't going to come and see some horrific 300 or 350 line main class, you know. They're going to come and see, hopefully, a 50 line main class. Maybe. That would be nice. I mean, to be fair, like 60 lines are imports, but like a lot of these will move to like a constants class or something. But yeah, because a lot of these shouldn't be in there. But we'll figure that out when we come to it. Let's go window manager. Wait, are the methods in here not static? No, because we have I see, because we have the scene and yeah, okay. Wait, how long has YouTube been putting ads in streams? I think for a long time. Yeah, like a really long time, because I've had it set up for quite a long time. Oh, that's not gonna work because it needs the stage. Oh, bugger. Yes, because this needs the stage. The only solution to that is make that private, and then ooh, yeah, this is gonna be, I mean, I can do like null like this, like I just don't need to do that though, because that's fine. More importantly, what I need is public void set primary stage. Now, one thing it is kind of important to do is the objects dot require non-null primary stage. So we don't want this to be null, of course, because that will cause a numerous number of issues. But what we can do then is that allows us to create the window manager there, and then inside of start we can just do window manager dot set primary stage to be the primary stage, just like that. And we'll go ahead and refactor all of this stuff in a minute, but then we can just do window manager dot show primary, which is going to need the scene. Now, I don't know what the scene was because I've deleted it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to have a look. I'm gonna have to check the GitHub. Railroad, here we go. Source main Java Railroad. Let's have a look at what the scene was set to. So it's just a new scene that has a new welcome pane. So all it is a new scene of a new welcome pane. Like that. Now, it also requires a title and an icon. Well, it shouldn't require the icon, because that should be set by default. So icons.add application, well, I think it's app resources, yeah, .icon stream, or just icon, I guess, like that. So that's fine. The title's reasonable to do. So if I just do services dot application info dot name plus application info dot version, and this is complaining because that returns void. Correct, and we don't need to set the window anymore though, so we can just get rid of scene and we can get rid of window. Obviously that's going to require a bunch of refactoring, but once again we'll come back to that. Not a huge issue. These, I don't see why this needs to be here, admittedly. Or do I? Oh, it's because of this. Yeah, so that's actually kind of essential. At least right now. We'll probably come back to it though. Update theme. This doesn't need to exist anymore because I've already moved that out. Same with handle styles. That doesn't need to exist anymore. Get resource. This is still used in quite a few places, but I will move it soon. Same with this one. Show error alerts. We'll come back to those ones. We'll come back to that one as well. All of this is fine. The logger stuff is going to be rewritten at some point. Okay. Let me have a look at what I had previously, just to make sure I haven't yoinked anything, because I feel like something is different. Where is oh I'm on the main branch. I was like, something doesn't look right. It's because I was on the wrong branch. So that was actually the old main class that I was looking at. Which also possibly means that the main pane is different as well. Let me have a look. Set scene. No, it's still just a welcome pane. That's fine. Okay, so we need to refactor ideally this method. One of the kind of more important methods that needs to exist. So if switching to IDE return, that's fine. If switching to IDE is true, that's fine. Nothing unusual there. This try catch should be inside of here. Why is it outside of there? Why did I do that? I don't know. To be honest, guys, I don't know why I did that. That is not how it's meant to be. So meant to be like that. Now this needs to be window manager dot get primary stage dot close, and then we create the scene. So this, I assume, actually returns the stage, but this needs to return the scene. So let's grab the scene. Yes, all of this just needs to be return scene. Get rid of that. This just needs to return this. So like the size is not an important thing. That can just be inline. So return a new scene of root. Like that, and then this just needs to then return scene, and then this should be renamed to create IDE scene. And then what I can do is I can just do window manager or I guess I just want to set the primary stage, right? So I want to create a new stage, and I really want to do that like in here. So stage IDE stage is equal window builder dot create. We can give it a title, so we can do application name and then dash and then project dot alias. On init stage on close request. That is probably something we want. But right now we don't have that kind of thing. But like the thing is, once again, this should be an IDE setup. This shouldn't be in this class. So let's actually take it out of here. Because it shouldn't be in there. It should be in here. Okay. And then we can also remove this. Debug also can go because that's just a theming thing. So that's now in theme manager. So then we can just have that in here. That means we don't have to have this horrible static boolean inside Railroad. It can just be in this class. This class will also need rewriting at some point as well because it's not ideal, but it's fine for right now. We can come back to it after we've done the main class. Obviously, as I'm sure you guys can guess, a lot of things need rewriting. That's just how a project like this works. So obviously you don't build this kind of infrastructure at the start. That would be a lot of work. Railroad. Like that. Now, I think you can actually do like get open project. Get open project. What does that return? And then can you close this? No, so I don't actually currently have a way to close a project. Like that just doesn't exist right now. Which is fine. Just not ideal. This I think needs to be up here. Let's do dot var. Let's do ID scene, and then let's do dot scene ID scene, and then let's do dot owner, which will be null, and then we can do dot resizable, which is true. We can do dot maximized. Is that a thing? No. That should be a thing though. Maximized true and build. Let's make that a thing. Public window builder maximized. Scene is not equal to null, and scene.get windows instance of stage. Stage does it. No, what the hell? What are you doing? This is the builder. This dot maximized is equal maximized, and then obviously I need to go private boolean maximized, and then in here after I do stage dot resizable, stage dot set maximized like that. Okay, and then all we need to do is we need to say window manager, so railroad.window manager, set primary stage to be the IDE stage, and then yeah, set the current project, so railroad. I guess set project to null should really close the project, but that's once again not an issue right now. And then just publish a project open event. Once again, this should be handled by set current projects. Let me comment this out. That's actually somewhat important. And then what I will do is I will write a, I mean, hello Eliatoria, welcome to the stream. I'm kind of 50-50 on like, should I just implement this now? The thing is, the project manager itself shouldn't have like whether or not it has unsaved changes, or I mean, it should be able to close a project, but it shouldn't have unsaved changes in here. That doesn't make sense realistically. Where should that be handled though? Probably by doing project manager.getOpen project has unsaved changes. Admittedly though, that won't work because the project itself, if we go into here, is kind of like a record, I guess. The interface though, I mean it's kind of like a record, but it probably shouldn't be a record. Obviously this is going to cause issues. Yeah, because you do project open. Did you pick some of the optimization problems? So a lot of the optimization problems were with the logger, and I have started rewriting the logger. Yes, it might already be fine. I published 1.0.3, but I haven't tested it yet. In fact, we might do that today. To be honest, we have a bunch of time still. Basically all I did is I made it so instead of each logger having its own configuration, because currently each logger does its own file writing, and it does its own it has its own files, it has its own file write interval, all that kind of stuff. All I've basically done is I've made it so a logger can have a logger service, and by default all loggers will share the same service, so it's only done once instead of done 3 times. And then I still need to write the variable scheduler. I need to rewrite that because that's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. But yeah, this is fine. Yeah, IDE setup, I'm going to remove that at some point. I'm going to have some like IDE manager. I don't like calling everything a manager, but what else do I call it, man? It just is a manager. Maybe like an IDE service or something. because calling everything a manager is weird. It's fine, it works, but it's so weird. Either way, I think I'm actually going to create this. No. Am I going to create this? No, because I can't handle all of the different ways in which a project is closed right now. And like what's going on in here, I want to just be in a project.close method. I don't want it to be in here because I'd have to duplicate it like 5 different times. So no, I'm not going to have that in there. That's going to go bye-byes. What else is happening? Is switching to IDE false. Switching to IDE false for exception. That's fine for now. There's a couple errors in here. Railroad.handle styles seen. Come back to that. Same thing here. This is just opening the... What is this doing? Oh. Oh, right, because you can open the... You can actually open the plugins menu directly. Instead of going through the settings, it just opens the plugins into its own window. That is a thing I have. I'm just not sure I actually want that. Either way, for now, I can fix this by doing theme manager dot apply. But I'm going to do a to-do replace with window builder. I'm going to put that here like that. Theme. We'll come back to this later, probably still in this stream. So that's not like a long-term to do. It would be trivial to fix it. I just am too lazy right now to do that. So we'll come back to it. So where are we at now then? So we are showing the primary window, which is like that. Yeah, we got rid of the ID setup from in here. I mean, this is already so much cleaner. Like, it's gone down to 219 lines compared to what it was previously, which was 349 lines. So that is genuinely a pretty big difference. So that's pretty good, but I think we can do better. We can do better. So what I would like to do... Okay, things like this. So where I'm doing a new localization service, this can just be a class somewhere. Where do I have my current services? Services. That's a class I have somewhere, I think. It's actually just right here. I'm blind, I guess. Localization service locator. Ugh. I don't like this. I don't like this. Not nice. Logger service locator. So what is this? Oh, that just returns the logger. Right. See, things like this should be... In fact, these are completely and utterly unnecessary, I just realized. Because services in here, like, these aren't like a service class. Like, there isn't a service class. These are just like services. Like, they're just objects. So in reality, I don't need this. I can just do a bunch of else ifs in here. So I can do else if service class is equal to the localization service locator, which I don't like that, admittedly. Let's do localization service. Then what we could do is we can return localization service. Localization service is equal that. Is that correct in terms of like what's in here? Yes, it is. So then what I can do is I can just return localization service. And that just gets rid of it from here. And I can do the same thing in here as well. So, for example, this returns a logger service. Didn't even know that was a thing, I'll be honest. Genuinely didn't know I actually created that as a class. Logger service admittedly isn't going to work because of how I'm rewriting loggers. But it will work for now. As like a temporary get it out the main class kind of thing. So we can do a logger service. Logger is equal to a supplier of railroad.logger. That is all the logger service is right now. So else if service class is instance of logger service, return logger. That just means that I can get rid of that. Then JSON locator, that's a little bit more complicated, but well, I guess not really, because all I need is else if service class is equal JSON.class, and this is going to break all the plugins, by the way, just so everyone is aware. Not that it affects you guys, because I'm the only one that's writing plugins, or well, Alex is too, but I can help him fix that one. But that just gets rid of all those, which is, I mean, that's already so much better. All of these are just like, I think I can get rid of this. The thing is, these are all kind of redundant because they're all going to be part of the... Also, that needs to go. These are all just going to be done in Switchboard. So these aren't going to be in here anymore. These are going to all be in Switchboard. So I won't need to do this on startup. So... you mentioned my name. Yes, I did. We were talking about plugins. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. Just gonna have to change a bunch of shit, that's all. Speaking of, I guess we can actually just delete some of these classes. So like logger service locator, I can just delete that. That just doesn't need to exist. Same with JSON locator as well. So where is this class? It's in railroad core, I see. Railroad core, where are you? There you are, source. Logger service locator, say goodbye, and then we can also find JSON locator, say goodbye to that. And then wasn't there another one? Localization service locator. Get rid of that, can't we? Yes. Boom. That's so much better. That just gets rid of all the bullshit. Yeah, the core's gonna need some cleaning up at some point. It's not terrible, it's just a little bit of a mess. Oh, I see, the logger service is actually from the core. Not, I was gonna say, I didn't think there was a logger service class inside the logger. I didn't remember that being a thing. That's because it's not. That's because it's in there. I think that was a temporary solution anyways when I originally wrote that, so that's fine. Yeah, as I say, these are all going to be handled in Switchboard. I don't know if I want to do that now. You guys want to do that today? I feel like we kind of have to. Yeah, I think we kind of have to. The problem with doing that is we need to have some kind of cache. And I don't mean like a... I don't mean an in-memory cache. I mean a file cache. Right? We need like some kind of file cache. For Parchment, for Minecraft versions, Fabric API. All those kind of things. Because the thing is, if like you don't have an internet connection, that you need to have that thing cached somehow so that you can still... See, I guess that's not entirely true because I don't know. See, we haven't really decided generally how we want to do, like how the IDE should work offline, or if it should even work offline, right? Ideally it does, and I think for the majority of the IDE it will, because it won't require any network requests to happen whilst you're actually running, you know, whilst you have a project open, right? But the thing you have to consider is if you're trying to create a project without internet, obviously by default you kind of can't do that because Gradle will require you to download so many different things. But you can enable Gradle offline mode, which kind of throws a spanner in the works, because if you do that, then it will rely on cached stuff. So the question is, do we want Railroad to also perform the same level of caching as a Gradle offline mode does? Meaning that you could create a project offline, completely offline. I don't know. I don't know whether we want that or not. Because if we do, that requires a fundamental rewrite of all of the versioning things. Well, I guess not really. It actually doesn't require that much of a rewrite. It just means writing to some kind of cache file somewhere and somehow determining when to do that. I mean, the hardest part about that really is when to do it. When do you cache it? You know what I need? I need a method that tells me if you're connected to the internet. That should be a thing, and that should be a thing that I have. Is there like a standardized way to do that in Java? Let me ask ChatGPT. Because if I Google that, I feel like I'm just going to find old Stack Overflow posts which aren't relevant anymore. So I need to know, is there like a modern standardized way? Is there a standardized way to check if you are connected to the internet in Java? There isn't a single official standard API in Java that tells you yes, you're online, because internet connection is fuzzy. You might have network access, but DNS issues, firewall blocking, captive portals, etc. That said, the de facto standards check is to attempt to reach a well-known host via HTTP or TCP and see if it succeeds. I see. So you would try and see if you can like connect to like Google DNS or yeah, something like that. I see. Okay. So what we could do, let's create a class for this. Let's create a network checking or network checker or network check. I don't know, network checker, sure. I think we will try DNS, but then we'll have some different modes. I think that's the best way to do this. So if we have like a public enum check mode, and then we can have 3 different options. So we could have okay, so yeah, so we could have ICMP, which is just pinging, then TCP, or we could do HTTP, and then TCP. So then what we have is a public static boolean check. We don't need classes for this though. Like that's just kind of unnecessary. Also, yeah, thank you, Copilot. We can just do a private static boolean check ICMP. I guess we could create a class. Fine, we'll create a class. Create a new package for network. I mean, we're probably gonna have a lot of networking stuff in the future as well. For so many things, like networking is actually probably realistically gonna be it's actually probably gonna be an insanely large part of Railroad, with the amount of like just like fallback networking things and, you know, supporting things like MCP even. This public should be declared in a file name check mode. It is. Oh no, it's not. Never mind. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be so many freaking network checks in the future. Let's do check, and then we can create the classes in here. So let's just create a new class. Let's call the new class network checker, or network check, and then this is an interface, and then this has a boolean check string address int timeout. That's just the best way to do this, I think. And then this can basically implement network check. Yeah, and then if I do that, this is unnecessary. This is bad. Yo dude, where did you learn programming and networking? Just experience, man. Just trying things, just doing things. Okay, Copilot is actually off its socks right now. This is not how you do this. Use an INET address. And then, yes, get by name, like that, and then just return is reachable. That's it. Like, should we, like, log the exception or something? I don't know, like... Should we log the exceptions? I don't know. I actually don't know. I guess we could have a boolean. Boolean should log failures. We can make this a default boolean should log failures, and by default just return true. And then what that means that, like, in here we could override it if we wanted to, or we could have like a config thing for this. So like in the settings it could be configurable, but like, do you want it to log to the log file when there's a network failure, that kind of thing. I think that's perfectly reasonable. So if we just do if should log failures, then do railroad.logger.error. That, yeah, thank you. Also, oh my god, it's a logger. Just use the friggin' log format. Like that. And then just returns false, of course. So is breachable, I think, just does most of the effort for us, right? I think it just... It basically does it all for us. I mean, obviously we could do this with like IPv4 and IPv6, so you can do INET 4 address and INET 6 address. So I assume you can just do INET 6 address.get by name. Right? That is a thing, isn't it? Oh, but that returns an INET address. I see. So, yeah, I see. Okay. But it's effectively the same. I assume INET just does that for you. If I had to guess, I'm guessing it just tries to do... Yeah, it tries IPv6. And if it can't, it does IPv4. So that's fine. Not that we're ever going to use IPv6, but just, you know, theoretically, if we wanted to check on IPv6, that would be, that'd be fine. Okay, so that's a nice and easy one. So we can just have these in here. Let's have a private final ICMP check, like that. Let's have this be like that. So ICMP check. Then we can just have a HTTP check and a TCP check. Realistically, we're always, well, at least for now, we're going to use HTTP checks. I guess, like, in the future, there's a chance we use the other ones. TCP is probably fairly reasonable that we could use that. But I am honestly no networking expert by any means, so... I know the basic kind of stuff, but that's it. HTTP check, I mean, there's so many ways we could do this. We could use our HTTP client. We could use the traditional, like the traditional new URL, and then URL to open connection. Or we could use HTTP client. from java.net. Or we could use the other one. There's another HTTP client from somewhere. Is it NIO? Does NIO have a HTTP client? It might be NIO2, maybe? No. But I guess that makes sense because HTTP client was Java 11. So is there an NIO2 HTTP client? Which I guess would just be async. Async HTTP. No, that's not a thing. Interesting. Anyways, I think the best way to do it is just traditional Java. Right? That's probably the best way to do it. So just oh well, we could have modes. Yeah, we could have modes. So public enum HTTP client mode. And then basically what we have is we have URL connection, Java HTTP clients, and then OK HTTP. We can call this a Java net. Yeah. And then I'll just pass that into the constructor. So defaults to URL connection. Sure, that's fine. Does this want it to be a record or? But records can't implement interfaces, can they? No, I guess they can. Yeah, they can. Never mind. They can't extend classes. That's right. They can implement interfaces, but they can't extend classes. We can just, anyways, return switch. I'm probably completely going overkill, by the way, here. By the way, guys. But here we are. Might as well do it. Okay, we're not doing that though. We're not creating like a new class for each of these because they're trivial. So we can do case URL connection. We can just do. Let's see if I have a quick thing for this. I don't. Or at least I honestly can't be bothered to find one. But you can just do URI. So that's Java something that meant you had to do that nowadays. And then you can open this. I don't think you need to do that though. That's unnecessary, right? Oh no, you do. Do you? I'm just trying to think. Probably because we want to set the connection timeout, and I don't think. I mean, the other thing is we're going to want to make a head request. We're not going to make a get request. We're not going to make a post request because we don't need the body, right? There's no need for the unnecessary traffic that comes with the body. So we can do this. We can set the timeout, set the request method. Yep, thank you, Copilot. Then we want the response code, and then just yield 200 less than or equal to response code. So response code is greater than or equals to 200, and response code is less than 400. Shouldn't it be? Oh yeah, that's fine. I guess if we want some consistency, we should do 399. Because then it's like less than or equal to, less than or equal to. I don't know. I think I prefer 400 because it's more declarative. So that's fine. Because obviously anything in between is fine. 200s and 300s are fine. Because like 321 is redirect, so that would be fine. And like 200 is okay. I don't know them all, but 400s aren't fine, and anything less than 200 isn't fine, so that's all okay. This just needs to be plunked in a try catch, of course. So try. Can this do this for me, please, IntelliJ? Boom. Okay, so should we keep them all? No, because I think we want to log different things. Would be probably the best way to go. So for example, like railroad dot logger dot error proto that's just not a good what is causing a protocol exception? When to indicate there is an error in the underlying protocol, such as TCP error. When does that happen? Open connection? Suppose IO exception. Is it in here? Protocol exception. If the method isn't, or if the method cannot be reset, or the requested method isn't valid for HTTP. Requested protocol is not supported. That's fine. And then malformed URL. So the provided URL is malformed. That's fine. And that just yields false. And then exception. So we will say like that. Why is this complaining? Oh, because it's, yeah, that's fine. So that just yields for URL has an invalid syntax. IO exception occurred. Yeah. That's fine. But these only should happen if we want to log it. So if should log failures, do that. 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 Okay. Okay, next we have the next one, which is JavaNet. So we do case JavaNet. Have I put this in the wrong place? Yes, I have. Case JavaNet. And this is going to be pretty similar, right? So we're just going to do a, I don't know if we have a HTTP client somewhere, but JavaNet, we don't seem to. So we can do HTTP client, connect timeout. Do we also need to set the read timeout or no? No. Okay, .build, why is that complaining? Because that needs to be in the array with resources like that. Okay. Then we make the request. Can we import, please? Thank you. Can't you just do .head? Yes, you can just do .head, bro. You're trying to gaslight me into thinking that you can't just do .head. Because yeah, that automatically does head and then body publishers, but body publishers don't know body. That's fine then. And then we just want to make the request. So do that. And does send. Yeah, we don't care about the body, of course, because we're sending a head response. What's going on now, bro? The same thing. Why we're doing the exact same thing that we were doing previously, I think. I actually don't remember last time you asked, but Fine, we're doing HTTP. That's not. Is that a possible issue? No. We're doing HTTP. No, you're doing Windows. But really? That was ages ago. Okay, fine. We're doing a network connection check so that we know if we're connected to the internet or not. And we're doing that so that we know whether we need to cache certain things. This is incredibly unnecessarily complicated. Let's not do that, please. We have a HTTP client, so we can do that. And we can make the request. So we can actually just do oh, we can't because we need to set the timeout. So we're actually going to have to make a new HTTP client. I mean, that's fine, to be honest. I don't know if we need to also close this. No? Does it just close itself? So do we need to then do client.close or no? I don't know if that just closes itself then, or like let's have a look. New builder. Shutdown isn't necessary. Present connections that are held will be released automatically if they remain idle, but if you're writing an application that needs to aggressively release these resources, you may do so. Shutdown the dispatchers execute the service with shutdown. This will also cause future calls to the client to be rejected. Clear the connection pool with evict all. Note the connection pool damage may not exit immediately. If your client has a cache, call close. Note this is so I don't think we need to do this. But I'm gonna do it. So okay, and then client dot connection pool dot evict pool. Now, if that's happening after a yield, those will still run, right? So it will yield that, I think, and then run these? Is that how that works? I think so. Have you had a nice day? I think so. My day has been okay. I haven't done anything to... I don't know why I even say that anymore. I never do anything. Now it's saying this is unreachable. That is a thing you can do, no? I guess maybe I have to do it there. Probably. Yeah, I haven't done anything today. I don't think. What have I done today? I've done something today. I've definitely done something today. Oh, I went to the tip with my mum this morning. That was fun, I guess. Sure. But I have done other stuff today. What have I done? What have I done today? I don't know. I have done stuff. I just don't know what I've done. What did I do today? Well, apparently not programming, because I'm looking at my my Whacker time and there's nothing else on there. So I don't know what I've done today, but I have done something today. Oh, I've been applying for jobs. That's what I've done today. That's why it feels like I haven't done anything. I've applied for a bunch of stupid little jobs today. I was trying to think, like, what have I done today? And I'm thinking, I haven't done anything productive today. And that's because, yes, I haven't done anything productive today. Okay. Are we missing something? No. Why are you erroring then? Can we not, please? Thank you. Okay, final one, TCP check. This one's nice and simple. This is just making a new socket. This is actually what Alex is doing in uni at the moment, but yeah, so we just network check like that, check, and then we just make a new socket, right? And this is very simple socket stuff. This isn't like complex or anything, but we can do try. Is that how you're meant to do that? New socket? Yeah, I mean, typically you don't need to do this because, like, you just make a new socket, right? I mean, I should probably do address 53, I think, because it needs to be TCP. Is it TCP is 53, right? Or am I crazy? TCP port. I think it's 53. Or am I crazy? Yeah, because 53 is DNS. So yeah, because we need DNS because we have to be able to look up the address. So the port we use is DNS. So that's DNS over TCP, basically. I think that's how that works. Once again, as I say, I'm not a networking expert, so I could be wrong. Connect via DNS over TCP. I mean, I'm not entirely even sure that this is how you're meant to do it. Is it? Because, or can you pass the, I mean, you can pass the INET address straight in there. So, oh, this isn't correct. Why is it doing that? Don't do that. Well, wait, why is there two different ports? Why is ChatGPT done? No, why is Copilot done that? I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. That's why I was thinking ChatGPT. I just want to know. I don't remember how INET socket addresses work. I remember doing them in my uni course, but I don't remember exactly how they work. I know it resolves it. Like this will try and resolve the address, right? Oh, I see. So I can't pass these into here because that actually opens the socket. Right, I see. So when you pass an address and a port, that opens the socket because you're basically creating the underlying INET socket address and therefore it goes ahead and connects. But if I do this, then create the socket address on port 53, then connect to it with the socket address and the given timeout, that will work. So I'm guessing the underlying constructor of socket, if we look at the one that takes in the two parameters, if we can find it. Not this one. Not that one, not that one, not that one. Where is it? Well, it kind of is this one, I guess. But this creates the address. So therefore it opens the sockets. Okay. Networking, guys. Welcome to Networking with Turty, where he doesn't really know what he's doing, but he's trying. Sure, we'll keep that, I guess. That's fine. Network checker. Okay, so I'm just gonna create. Do I create an instance in the checker? I think that's reasonable. Network checker instance, like that. So yeah, that's one problem. That's gone. 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 Okay, now why did we create all this? Good question. Well, we wanted to know if we're connected to the internet or not, right? And we wanted to know that so that we know whether we can download, or so that we know whether we need to use the cached version of the versions and stuff. I just don't know if we want to do that, man. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that Railroad should support being able to create projects offline, even though realistically you wouldn't be able to do it because you wouldn't be able to download the dependencies? What do you guys think? Because there's a certain amount that we can control, right? We can control being able to fetch versions. So you'd be able to fetch, you know, the latest Minecraft version, the latest Parchment version, the latest Fabric version, right? You'd be able to do that because we could control caching that. But we wouldn't be able to do, like, downloading your dependencies. Right? Because that's done by Gradle, so you have to be online to do that. Yeah, bro, just give them an empty project. I don't know if that's a good idea, though. Because, like, we could even cache the project templates. Right, that's reasonable to do. We can cache project templates. But you wouldn't be able to run Gradle unless you ran it in offline mode, which would only work if you already had the dependencies cached. I don't know. I think the thing is, the current project creation system is just a little bit too rigid to be able to do that. I kind of, because of the way I designed the forms, the whole entire form system, it's just a little bit too rigid to be able to have that level of, like, do this if this, else do this. And I can't redesign forms to allow, well, I mean, I could, of course, but that means rewriting the entire thing. If we look at the forms UI, where's the form stuff? Oh, there. Wait, why is that there? Okay, whatever. Fine. Form. Yeah, because if we look at, like, a combo box component, I guess. But I can't believe I wrote all this. I remember how much pain it was writing this because of all the friggin' generics. And these were the days that I used little to no AI, man. I'm gonna need to go back to those days at some point. Honestly, the amount of time I waste messing around with ChatGPT because it just doesn't give me what I want. I'm on the verge of just not using AI anymore. Hello? Add that type to custom tags. Oh, yeah, that's not a thing. It's a param, isn't it? But like it's like this. Is that right? Yeah, you don't need that, but yeah. Silly me. Because presumably that doesn't do anything. It kind of does, actually. Obviously not what I want it to, but like, I mean, whilst I'm here, let's quickly just fix this. Actually, can I be bothered to fix this? Because I'm gonna have to fix it in all of them. The answer is no. I can't be bothered to fix it in all of them. Although, admittedly, that wasn't that bad. I expected that to be worse. Is there a... See, in here I used param. Gotta learn a new skill probably. The thing is, it's like... The thing with AI is it's so easy to use. Like, it's so easy to say, okay, I could do this, but like ChatGPT could also do it, and it's just so much less effort. But then you realize that, like, sure, ChatGPT can do it, it doesn't do it well, and so you're left with like just a so much worse situation than if you just put the effort in and did it yourself, because you end up having to put so much effort in afterwards because ChatGPT screwed it up, or because, you know, Gemini screwed it up, or because, you know, it's just like it's worth it for when I'm lazy, but then it bites me in the butt later on, which is why I'm glad I wrote a lot of this without AI. I don't know, when I wrote this, I don't know if I just chose to not use AI. It's probably because it was so much worse back then, to be honest. Like, now it is really good, but, you know, I don't know, man. I kind of hope AI just like disappears someday, because it just, you don't feel productive at all when you're using AI to do things. Or at least I don't, personally. It feels extremely unproductive. And it also doesn't feel like my code. Probably because it's not my code. It is some random guy on GitHub's code. It won't disappear, but I think developments will become less. Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to go away. It is very much wishful thinking that it will go away, but it won't. I mean, you know what I'm really glad for? I'm really glad that I'm not trying to learn right now. Like, that I'm not trying to learn a language. Because I think you would just so incredibly easily just get into an AI loophole of, like, you basically end up a vibe coder, let's be honest, right? Because you know, instead of having to figure things out on your own, which I had to do when I started programming, right? I had to figure things out on my own because just AI just wasn't a thing, right? I could Google it, so I had to learn to Google. You know, and if I couldn't Google it, I had to learn to try and figure it out on my own. If I wanted it to work, I had to figure it out. And now it's just like, yeah, fuck it. Let's just ask ChatGPT. It'll figure it out for me. You know? Like so many people who don't know Java may just bum for it. Exactly. Exactly. I mean, that's exactly it. But they're gonna find that, like, in the future, it's just not gonna work for them. You know, they're gonna spend all this time, like, pretending to know programming, and then they're gonna get to a project that AI can't do, because AI has limitations. Like, it really does. They're gonna get to a project, they're gonna have a problem, AI isn't gonna be able to solve it, and they're gonna be fucked, and they'll get fired because they can't problem solve. It's gonna happen to so many people who are using AI right now. It really is. Because you're not learning to problem solve, and learning to problem solve is just it is incredibly important. But it is what it is, right? Because they're not going to sacrifice that. They're not going to sacrifice not using AI, because it's just, you know, people are lazy. I'm lazy. No, I'm not saying this like I don't use it. Like, I use it too, because I'm lazy. I wish I didn't have access to it, but I do, so I'm going to use it. I honestly think that GitHub making Copilot free for students, I am incredibly against that. I really am. Even though it gives me Copilot, like right now I have Copilot because of that, but like I really don't think they should have done that. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Even economically, I don't think it's good for them. But you ain't a student anymore? Yeah, I don't know. I still have it though. I still have JetBrains Ultimate as well. IntelliJ Ultimate, I mean. I don't know how. I think it'll probably just go at some point. Probably quite soon. I think it's probably going to run out soon. I don't know exactly what date I renewed it. I don't know. I mean, honestly, when I lose it, I lose it. I'm not getting it back. I'm not paying for it. So we won't have Copilot anymore. We will have no Copilot in the streams. What were we doing? I don't know. I've yapped so much that we probably don't even have time to do anything. You'll pay for it, Brian? Oh, I won't. I really won't. You know, I actually don't even know how much it costs. Should we have a look? GitHub Copilot cost. Okay, see, it's actually not that bad. Fuck, I was really hoping it would be super expensive. It's not that bad. So, yeah. It's $10 a month. Wait. No, it's free. It's free. Kind of. Like, kind of free. You can do... Well, not really, actually, because that's, like, nothing. So it says it's free for 2,000 completions per month. But, like, 2,000 completions is nothing. I probably do 2,000 completions in a day. I guess, is that 2,000 suggestions? Or is that 2,000 completions, like actual, like pressing tab, or is that just the suggestions that pop up? That's a very good question. If it's 2,000 completions, then that's reasonable. But 2,000 suggestions, that would be done literally in a day for me. You know, I've done 4 hours today. So that's basically, you know, probably, if we say 1 every 10 seconds for 4 hours, and that's got to be about 2,000, right? I don't know, I can't bother to do the math. I mean, Copilot Pro... It's, yeah, $10 a month. I'm just trying to think, would I pay that? I don't know. I think I would have to... I'd have to not use Copilot for a while. And I'd have to see how well I cope without it. Sometimes... See, it's not even like... The thing is with Copilot is using it for like general, like suggesting code. It's not good at that. It's never good at that. On rare occasion it works. But the thing that Copilot is just so good for that I don't know if I want to sacrifice is boilerplate, man. Just like, for example, when I'm registering a new item in a Minecraft mod, it is so much easier to say, you know, to just double tap enter, type public static final, and then just let Copilot do the rest. Because it's exactly the same way. It's just an exact copy of the line above. I guess I would just have to just copy paste it and change it, but I don't know. Honestly, I you know what? I'm gonna turn it off. I actually can't turn it off. Oh, there you go. Turn it off. Okay, you know what? For tomorrow's stream, no Copilot. Okay? And we're going to see how catastrophically it goes. So between now and the end of tomorrow's stream, we're not going to use any Copilot. Granted, I probably still am going to use ChatGPT. Because it is useful for things. And I am paying $20 a month for it, so I'm going to make the most of it. But, yeah, honestly, I think we're going to end the stream here, though. Because I've yapped so much that we genuinely don't have time to get anything done. I will go ahead and just commit to GitHub before I forget. Maybe? GitHub desktop is actually just refusing to open right now. Hey, finally! That took a while. Okay. See, this is another thing, using Copilot for friggin' the summary generation, man. Gone are the days where I had to write the commit messages myself, which I was always terrible with coming up with. And now Copilot's just like, hey, this is what you did. It's so much simpler. Does this count? This doesn't count, guys. I'm not counting this as using Copilot. This might even be free, actually. Is this free? Copilot free. Here we go. No chat. Models, code completion. Other features. Pull request summaries. Is it considered a pull request summary? No. That's only on Pro, though. Content, no. Copilot CLI is it's probably considered Copilot CLI, I would guess. In which case that's free. Huh. Unless I don't know. I think this might be free actually. Yeah, I think this is free to use this. It's pretty sick. I'll take that. Anyways, let's publish this branch. And then yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and end the stream here. We've actually got quite a lot done today. We've done a bunch of this network stuff. We've done a bunch of the rewriting of the window manager and the main class and all that jank. And then also we did some stuff in here. So we did what did we do in here? Oh, we fixed some of the fabric stuff. Yeah. We fixed some of this. We fixed all the project templates and stuff, apart from Forge, of course, and NeoForge. Well, just fabric, I suppose. Yeah. Okay. Pretty good. I'll take that. Yeah, we're gonna end it here. I will see you all tomorrow, same time. So yeah, goodbye.